my channel. So today I'm going to do my project pan. I've been working on several of these items for most of the year now. For me, I'm not going to stop this project come December. I'm just going to keep rolling it on until I decide to end it. I don't have any reason to have sort of a finale that's upcoming, so I don't have a time limit on when I want to use some of these products. However, there is one in particular that's a little bit harder for me to use at the moment, and so that one will be rolling out, and you will find out if I have done what I wanted to do with it. So anyway, let's get into it. All right, I will start as soon as I stop dropping everything. So the first item that I'm going to talk about is the one I've used the least, which is my Peachy face palette from SheGlam. So this one looks quite a bit different. I've only gone into it 3 times, but it looks quite different because a huge chunk of this one kind of dropped off. It was very thin, so I don't feel too bad about it. But it looks quite a bit different to when I rolled this palette in. Only used it 3 times. I did go into this one at least once. I went into this one, I think, all 3 times. I don't think I went into this one. Maybe if I did, it was just the once, and I haven't gone into this one, although to be fair, I don't really think I will. It's really just about expanding these and maybe going into those. So that's what that one looks like. So you can really see how thin this product is. It wasn't hard to hit pan on it last year, and you can see all the waffling anyway. So I do expect the progress, even though I'm not using it that much, to be quite visible every single time. So regardless of that, I'm quite pleased. Okay, next up we have my NYX Butter Gloss. This one has been in here for a century, and this is the Creme Brulee. I've used it 4 times. I do think I've used it more, but I've only counted 4 times. There is so much windowing now, and really the product is all at the bottom here. The wand itself, every time I take it out, seems a little cleaner, although it is still a little bit messy. So I think I actually will get this done. I do think I will get this done, maybe by the end of the year. Who knows? But this one, I only used it 4 times, so it says. Okay, then we have my ColourPop Coasting Highlighter. This is one of their Super Shocks. This one I've only used 7 times this month. I can't recall what it looked like, but obviously I've only got product really left here. I have been trying to finish up the product here too, so maybe it looks a little bit different versus last time. It's such a beautiful product. I will actually kind of miss it once it's gone, but I don't go into highlighter every single day. Like, I could have gone into it today. Not every day I wanna be shiny, so that's just what it is. So yeah, gone into it 7 times. Hopefully I can carry it on, and maybe by the end of the year this one will also be done. Okay, next up is my Kiko bronzer. This one I've gone into 13 times. It is the Lost in Amalfi Baked Bronzer in the shade Warm Melange. It is obviously domed and baked, so it's quite a bit harder to show the progress, but I've done it 13 more times. I think that's a little bit more than last time. Yeah, last time I used it 9 times, so more times used this last month. I do feel like it's getting a little flatter on the dome, just on this top part here, but kind of hard. Yeah, I don't know. Can you see that? There's really not much of a dome left. Maybe if I can find a comparison, because you can see there's that dome, and then this is kind of where I go in with my brush. So it's definitely changing, but I think it's going to take me a whole other year to do anything with this, but I'm still using it. Okay, I thought I was doing this in order, but I completely skipped this one, and this one I've only used it 11 times this month, and it is my ABH Cream Bronzer. Now this is the one that I will be rolling out, unfortunately, because it's just too dark for me at the moment as a bronzer. I've pretty much lost quite a lot of whatever tan I had on my face anyway. I have a little bit of tan left on like my arms and stuff, but in terms of, you know, this is just too warm tone for me. Given now we are mid-October, I just can't wear this anymore. So this is what it looks like. I really, 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 really wanted to hit pan, and I have not hit pan, which is so frustrating. It's so frustrating, really, really frustrating. But I have some other cream bronzers that I am neglecting that I really want to roll into the project now, because they're much better for this time of year. So while I have given this a lot of attention the last few months, I have to roll it out. I have used quite a bit of product. I don't weigh things, but I'm sure it's gone down. I mean, I think I'm pretty much there in terms of almost hitting pan. I just am not going to keep it in for another month. I'm using it less and I don't want to use it anymore. So this one will be rolling out. Okay, next up is this one. This is from W7. It's Glow Prime Radiant Primer. You can see how thin that is. Crazy. I've been really enjoying this. I have it on today again. There is still product left, so you know, it's just gonna stay in. I have used this one 14 times this month. So definitely half of the month was spent using this, and it is what it is. It's not done yet. Maybe next time it will be done. I would be very, very pleased if this is done. It's getting really, really thin. But as you know, with these type, you feel like it's done and then it can last like 2-3 more months because a lot of the product is still here. So I also don't use a ton of it when I do go into it. So this one will be sticking around. Oh, you know what? I'm definitely not doing this in order, so forget it. Usually I do from least used to most used, but I keep skipping over items. So this next one is my Belgian Waffle. I used it 11 times. And this one, I feel like it's changed maybe slightly. Every month it looks a little bit different, even though I expect it not to. I'm really just working on these two, so that is what it looks like now. This is really tricky at the moment because I kind of need to break that up and put it all in the middle to finish it up. So I'll probably do that this upcoming week. Otherwise, you know, all of the product is around the edges. So this is almost done. This one probably should do the same, although there's quite a little bit more down at the bottom here. So I could probably try to pick that up with my brush. But yeah, it's getting a little bit harder to use just with how it looks. And I've had quite a few comments about this, like how long have you been trying to pan it? And, you know, just to give you context, I mean, obviously this is an older item. I have had this, I think, since 2021. So I've had it a long time and I have loved it ever since then. So even when I got it, I never rolled it into a project pan initially when I got it, but I did use these two shades quite a bit, like when I did my Shop My Stashes. And I think I officially hit pan in it when I did a Fantastic Ladies collab project. I think it was 50 Shades of Yellow, because obviously this is a yellow packet, and that was 2 years ago now, I want to say. So I've been trying to pan this, let's say, for 2 years, give or take, but I've had it for a long time. So yeah, these are baked formula, but I also think that they're quite shallow, so I don't think that if you had this palette, it would take really that long to get to where I am. You just got to use it, and I use a big fluffy brush. So that's what happens. Anyway, love this item. I will be sad once it's gone because, well, not gone officially, but I don't really know what to do with all these others. And I know some people said like to mix them and everything. No point mixing them now. And I really didn't want to change these two formulas because I kind of like these two and I didn't really want to ruin them. I do think I'll have use out of this one and this one. It's just these two, probably not. So you know what? I mean, I've had this for a long time. If I decide that it's an item that I just have to declutter because I don't use it because the two shades that I've used are pretty much gone, I will just come to that at some point in the near future. Who knows? I'm not that fussed. If it was a newer item and I'm like, oh, I don't like any of the shades, that would be more of an issue. But I've had it for so long, you know, it's a shame, but sometimes you just gotta let things go. So, all right, next up we have this one. This is a ColourPop blush, the Fresh and Peachy. This one doesn't look any different. I have used this, however, 15 times again this month. It doesn't look any different. It is the blush that never changes. I would love to hit pan on this. I mean, I do feel like, yeah, there's a little bit of a dip forming now, but it is pretty pigmented and not very powdery, so it just is not going down. So yeah, I'm still using it. It just doesn't look really any different. So not much to say on this one. I'm gonna keep it in though, because I still do like it. I can play around with it. I still can get away with the tone of it too. Although I have been wearing more like pink blushes recently, I can still wear this pretty much every day and it's fine. So that one is staying in. Okay, and then the item I've used the most is this one. This is my Charlotte Tilbury foundation, the Beautiful Skin, and I've used it 17 times. This, like the W7 primer, very, very thin, but there's still product right down at the bottom here. So obviously I don't want to cut it open. I'm not that type of person. So I'm just going to keep using it until the pump no longer gets product out. So I think maybe another month, maybe 2. These tend to last a long time, but I've been actually really enjoying it now that I've gotten down to the nitty-gritty of this item. At first I wasn't really keen on it. I wasn't keen on the tone of it, but actually I make it work and I don't mind it. Do I think you need to spend the amount of money that you need to spend to get this particular foundation? No, I do not. Is it the best foundation in my collection? No. Is it the most expensive? One of the most. So that kind of gives you an indicator. I think her products are fine. I do enjoy Charlotte Tilbury, but I also do see that they are overpriced. So all right, so I mentioned that I'm going to be rolling out my ABH cream bronzer. So I'm going to be rolling in my Charlotte Tilbury cream bronzer, just this stir, but I love this. I actually love this. I think this is worth the money. This one is worth the money. This is the Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer. I have the shade Fair, and I already have a pan in it, so I just want to expand it. I want to keep going. This is a really, really nice cool tone shade, like a neutral cool tone shade for me as well. So I can get a lot of use out of this over the coming months. So this one, just want to expand it. You know, that's what it looks like now, kind of gross. They always do end up looking a little gross, but it still works fine. It doesn't smell bad. At least these types of products in my collection aren't going bad as opposed to some eyeshadows. So yeah, although knock on wood, I've actually been okay with my eyeshadow palettes recently because I know, you know, I've spoken about molding and everything and like how the humidity really affects the makeup that I have. There are just, and I mentioned this before, there are just certain formulas of eyeshadow that just don't work in my house, and then other ones that do. So I think it's the same with other types of makeup. I'm just figuring out what brands or what type of makeup lasts and what doesn't. So anyway, thankfully my cream bronzers are doing fine. I know my Milk one didn't do particularly well, but I had to let that go anyway. It always smelled like crayon, but this one smells fine. The ABH smells fine. And I have a ColourPop too, which I was debating whether I should roll in my ColourPop, but there's so much product in there. I'm not close at all. And honestly, I kind of just want to go for a win, and I would love to just see this expanding. So that's why I want to roll this one in. It's a project pan after all. We want to see stuff. So anyway, that is my project pan update. Nothing kind of finished, nothing rolling out, no new pans or anything, but still steady progress. And I will be rolling in this new item. Hopefully, maybe I can finish these 2 in the coming month. We will have to see. I don't know, maybe I can. But if you watched the video to the end, thank you so much. And I will see you all next time. Bye.